Hey, welcome to Genre Exposure, a film podcast. Join us as we explore the wide world of cinema, broaden our horizons one movie at a time. I'm one of your hosts, Dustin, and as usual, I am here with Jason.
Hey, everybody.
What is up, my dude?
I am doing well. How about yourself?
I'm here with you right now in this moment as the world burns around us.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Woo! We missed another episode drop. That was fun.
We have been entombed in ice.
Entombed in ice, yes. And our frozen empire is still melting slowly.
Yeah, we're getting there. But we have ventured the elements to bring you this slice of pod goodness.
Yes! And we have a special treat this time because we are interrupting our own progression. Because it's a thing we haven't done in a while, but we still always have that offer standing, and I'll mention it again. If you're an indie director and you got a movie and you need people to talk about it, you can send it our way.
Yeah. We love to watch new movies.
We love to watch new movies.
Talk about it.
We love to hype up indie people that are, still getting their footing and getting going with things. And that is this. We're talking about New Fear's Eve today. Co-directed by P.J. Starks and Eric Huskisson.
Yes.
It is a holiday slasher.
It is.
So you might guess from that title, which is a thing that we love.
Tried and true.
And it's a very near and dear film to us because it was shot in our home state of Kentucky.
Yay!
It's all filmed on location in Owensboro.
Yep.
But we'll get into all of that as we discuss the film. We're going to do all our usual stuff, talk about what we've been watching, some of us more than others, Jason. And we're also part of the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, and we love it. And there's all kinds of other cool shows, and whenever we miss an episode drop, you should go over to our network and check out all the other shows and see what they got going on. Because they're all doing cool stuff, too.
Yeah, and they're much more responsible than we are, and they get their episodes out.
Spread the love. Share the love. Find you good things to listen to pass the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what have you been watching, sir?
Okay, well, I got a couple things to talk about. I have been bad. I have not been watching nearly as many movies as I should.
Me too, but...
Such is life.
Such is life. Especially right now. The start of the year has not been kind to old Dustin over here.
Yeah.
The less said of that.
Things will get better. It'll get better. Anyway, so I finally watched Black Phone 2.
Ooh. I still really want to see it.
Yes.
Unless you want to sell me right now.
Well, I mean, no, it's worth watching.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's a step down from the first one. I think I was pretty disappointed, to be honest.
I was pleasantly surprised with the first one because I kind of went in little neutral on it.
Yeah, I really liked the first one quite a bit.
It really impressed me.
And I think it really just needed to be its own standalone story.
One and done.
It did not need a sequel. The cast is still great, especially Madeline McGraw's Gwen. She kind of becomes the focus of this one. Because she stole the first movie, I thought.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
She's the little sister who has, like, the shine, basically.
In as many words, yes.
Yeah. But, of course, Ethan Hawke is back as the grabber.
Great villain.
Doesn't really have as much to do in this one. I think if you've seen the trailers, you know it's pretty much Freddy Krueger.
Right.
Because
hey, someone's got to do it.
Even though the rules get really confusing toward the end, because it seems like he can only attack people if she's sleeping.
Oh, it's like through her powers.
Yeah, but then she's... Well, I thought he can only attack her, but apparently he can attack anyone. I don't know. It's very confusing. It does have a really, really fantastic wintry atmosphere, which I'm kind of sick of because we've been... You know,
but when you're in the mood for it, it's good to know films that can kind of give you that flavor.
Right. When you're snowed in or something and you just want that, it has a great wintry feel. The supporting cast is kind of annoying.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, because a lot of it takes place at this camp, which is a cool setting because we have always wanted like a Jason Voorhees movie in the snow or something.
Everyone wants it, yeah.
And this would have been a great atmospheric cool setting for Jason, but no.
Hopefully the Jason universe people are paying attention.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't. It's not. You won't. I mean, go ahead and watch it. You could spend an hour and a half, or actually, it's closer to 2 hours. It's a little bit long.
Oh, there we go.
Watching something well. But it's disappointing at the end of the day for me.
Okay. You don't think there'll be a third?
I don't know how this one did. I don't think it did as good. I would be surprised if there's a third one. And if there is, it'll be direct-to-video. And
Let
Ethan
me-
Hawke won't be in it.
Let me ask, because it may or may not be relevant to our discussion today. Does it tease a sequel?
Not really.
Okay.
But neither did the first one.
No, not at all.
But it made banks. They're like, hey, make another one. The other thing I've been watching of note, and something else I was dubious about, but have been pleasantly surprised, is HBO's new Game of Thrones universe show, Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah, I saw that popping up everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So I saw the trailer for it and heard people talking about it, and they're like, "Oh, this is a more smaller, small scale, more intimate show about this knight and his squire, and it's supposed to be funnier." And I'm like, I don't know. I don't like the sound of this.
Supposed to be funnier.
But dude, it's awesome. It is so good. It's amazing. I love it. It's great.
Okay.
It really is. It is very funny. It's not like an out comedy. The comedy comes from the characters, not like the situations. It's not like they're in some goofy situation where wackiness ensues. It's just how the characters play off each other and stuff. If you like Game of Thrones at all, I really do recommend this. I think it's better than the House of the Dragon, which I've actually kind of grown to like. The second season got a lot better. But this is a lot of fun. The guy who plays Dunk is Sir Duncan the Tall. He's an ex-rugby player. He's really good, very charming, lots of charisma. And the kid who plays Egg, his little squire, is amazing. He's
So it's a knight and a squire, and they're kind of just adventuring. Is that
well? Actually, so far, and maybe the whole season, but everything so far has taken place at this tourney.
okay?
So Dunk is a recently anointed knight that's trying to prove himself. He's a hedge knight. He has no lands, no lord. So he's going to enter this tourney to hopefully prove himself and get renown. Everything's kind of leading up to this. So it's like this big, huge fair, and he's just going around doing his
good
thing.
setting.
Yeah.
I've started D&D campaigns that way.
Right.
Like a festival
exactly.
or something.
And he's meeting all these different people.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
Yeah, it's really fun.
It sounds marginally closer to my assessment of when I originally watched Game of Thrones, and I was like, man, this is cool, I guess, but I really just want, like a buddy adventure thing in this world.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then this is up your alley.
I
This is
just
exactly what you've been
wanted,
asking
I just
for.
wanted, Jon Snow and Tyrion. I just wanted them to go on adventures, and like just the two of them, like bouncing off each other. That's all. That's all I wanted.
Okay. Well, you should check this out then.
Okay, maybe I will.
This is probably up your alley.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that so defensively. Maybe I will.
I don't either. You should. All right, so those are the things I will talk about.
Okay.
I will not talk about how, for some reason, my wife has gotten me into watching Traitors. We're just going to skip over that.
To what now?
It's like this reality game show thing called Traitors. It's got Alan Cumming. He's like the host, MC, and he's outrageous. He's always wearing these crazy fashions and stuff, and it's
Okay.
a group of people who are in this castle, and a couple of them are chosen to be traitors. So they murder other people, and the other people have to figure out who the traitor is. It's kind of like what is it, werewolf?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
That's I'm kind of okay with that. That's I like werewolf as a concept.
Yeah,
and
it's a bunch of annoying reality stars though, for the most part.
there's a really popular. I think it started maybe in mainland China, and then I know Korea has their own version of it too. But it's like a crime reality show where it's like you have like people that come on as contestants, and then you're presented a murder, and then you literally have to like try to solve it.
That's fun.
And it's like they have a solution, and then they have like things set up that you do to get like evidence and clues, and then you have to like theorize out who did it and stuff.
It sounds neat.
I don't remember the name. If I can find it, I'll put it in the show notes.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool. All right. What have you been watching?
Okay. I got a few things. We had another recent Up All Night showing, which was great. They came back. I thought January was we already had the one, but they actually squeezed in another one, and they came back to do Assault of the Party Nerds 2, the sequel to the prior film they had covered.
There were so many questions left unanswered.
Yeah. They had Richard Gabai on again, who is both the director and lead actor in it. And it was a really fun, like the Up All Night segments were great. It was this kind of like a nostalgic, like look back thing where they would show clips from the original USA run and then kind of talk about behind the scenes stuff and things like that.
That's fun.
Really, really cool. Assault of the Party Nerds 2, I kind of liked it better than the first one, which is weird because like it skips 5 years ahead. So everyone's graduated from college and it's kind of just following the lives of the cast of the first film and what they're up to.
Okay.
So like the main dude Richie, he's now working as a private detective, and he mostly does like divorce cases and stuff, where he goes and like tries to get the photos of the people cheating and stuff and things like that. And Michelle Bauer's character, I think her nickname was like Muffin. She ends up marrying the jock dude that was terrible, even though he got like kind of his comeuppance. Like I guess they worked it out after the fact. Mm. And so like they're married, and he's working at her dad's like law firm that's all like rich and super crazy, and he secretly hates her, and he's plotting a scheme to like steal the company away and then divorce her and do what he wants. And it's just these little like vignettes of stories. Linnea Quigley's character never managed to land a rich guy like everyone else was trying to do, so she's just like a hairdresser somewhere. They cast Rhonda Shear in it, and she plays a new supporting character that's like this rich housewife who's married to another rich dude and is like Muffin's best friend now, and they're kind of on that like, oh, we can just be lazy stay-at-home housewives, and our man makes all the money, and life is great for us. We don't have to do anything. And then it all kind of comes crashing together when Richie starts to investigate what's going on at that company and uncovers like the plot by Bud to try to steal it away. Okay. And then it gets into like antics and all kinds of other stuff to prevent that.
Wackiness ensues.
And then there's the smallest thread of a still like party nerd angle where he also has to help the current pledges at college because they're the most loseriest losers that have ever come through. And he has to help them throw like one big party for the 5-year reunion and all this other stuff. Really goofy, really weird, but super fun. Have to say I quite liked it. I revisited a classic recently. Mm-hmm. You picked up some cool Blu-rays.
I did.
You did. And one of those was City of the Living Dead by the man, the master, Lucio Fulci.
Yes.
And it made me really want to revisit it. So I dug out my Blu-ray, popped it in, gave it a watch. Man, it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Just the atmosphere, all the fog sweeping in everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Great gore.
Great gore effects. Great setting, premise, story. I was talking to you this time about how much I noticed, like, oh, this is kind of just like if you follow the New York characters only, it's like a Call of Cthulhu scenario almost, where it's like...
Sure. Well, I mean, the setting is Dunwich, too.
Yeah, and it's like you have a weird seance. Oh, and then someone almost dies. Oh, and they had this prophecy. Oh, now you have to go to this weird remote town and investigate. Mm-hmm. But then you get into it, man, and it's so crazy. You got teleporting zombies and just like the weirdest, wackiest stuff. And just some of the all-time great like scenes and visuals that they pop in there. Like, I think anyone listening to us, you're going to know this is like the first part of the Gates of Hell trilogy. Very loose connections between them, mostly just in premise.
Yeah.
I think by and large, everyone says The Beyond is like the greatest one. And it is hard to refute that.
Yeah, because it is the best one.
And I've never liked House by the Cemetery. I know in recent times some people have reevaluated it and have kind of...
It's too slow.
Tried to elevate it more, but it still doesn't really do it for me.
Also, one word. Bob.
Yeah, Bob is fucking terrible.
Bob's the worst.
But City of the Living Dead, man, I think it's underrated and overlooked a little bit. I think that it's every bit as good as The Beyond. Maybe just slightly behind it.
Yeah, I don't think it's as good as Beyond, but it is underrated. You're right.
And I will say, City of the Living Dead has a prominent child character, and they're well acted. It's nothing like Bob at all.
Right.
They are normal. They're never obnoxious. They slot into the plot perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Very impressive. And then the last little thing I want to talk about... Oh, I actually have two. One's really short, though. Capcom dropped a live-action teaser for their new Resident Evil game. Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Mm-hmm. The short was called Evil Has Always Had a Name, and it stars a beloved actress of genre exposure, Micah Monroe.
Yeah, our girl.
We love her. We love her in anything, and she's great in this. It's real short. It's like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Very basic. It's just she's playing a mom, and she's got a daughter, and it kind of tells her story. It starts back in like I guess it would be the continuity of Resident Evil 2, when the original outbreak starts in Raccoon City. And over the 3 minutes, we kind of just see like a super cut of her trying to protect her daughter, trying to stay alive, try to weather through everything. And if you've played all the games and you know the lore, you know that eventually Raccoon City is like fucked and they bomb it and all this shit. And that's kind of the status quo in the new game. Because at some point you're in the game, you're going back there and it's all like ruined city husk now. And I won't spoil it. It is only 3 minutes. It's very easy to get out and watch. But man, it was very good. Very hard-hitting little ending for a short like that. I wish the movies could aspire to such
well,
such greatness.
We'll see about that.
We'll see. I have a little more faith in Zach Kreger now.
Oh, totally.
After Weapons.
I mean, he's great. I just don't know why he's doing
Resident Evil. Yeah.
I mean, money, but, you know.
And then last but not least, just dropped this week, I checked out the Muppet Show special presentation.
Nice. I need to watch that.
This is, of course, like a kind of quasi backdoor pilot to maybe bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of depended on how this did. And it was great.
Yeah.
I fucking loved it.
Awesome.
Did you like the Muppet Show back in the day? Was that?
I remember watching the original run of the Muppet Show. That's how old I am. Yes.
I love it. I watched all the movies they did with the Muppets. I watched the show anytime it was on. It's just great. It's super fun. And this, like, it literally feels like you could do like a stream of all the old things and then just put this one at the end of it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't feel like any time has passed, really.
That's awesome.
Like, you'll notice, oh, now it's in HD suddenly and other
sure.
stuff. But, like, as far as, like, the tone and the vibe, it's like they never stopped. They just picked it right back up and kept going again.
That's great.
Super funny. I think Sabrina Carpenter was a great guest to be the first musical guest. All her bits were hilarious. They do this running gag where, like, she's super excited to meet Miss Piggy because she considers her like an icon.
She is.
And then Miss Piggy's like super jealous of her because she's so big. And it kind of starts to be a feud, but not really kind of thing. And it's really funny. Nice. Even like Seth Rogen, I know he's to some degree involved over it or producing it or something like that. They do a great bit with him where, like, the whole like premise of the episode is like every single person has an act ready where it's been so long. And they have more acts than they can fill time slots with. And so, like, the whole episode, Kermit's trying to find ways to cut acts so they can do the show and not run over, but he also doesn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And so in the course of trying to navigate that, one of the people he decides to cut is Seth Rogen. And it's really great because I think he sends Fozzie to do it. And he's like, and Seth's like talking to him. He's like, yeah, I've always dreamed of this. I'm so excited to be here with you guys and to do this with you. And then they're like, yeah, well, you're cut actually. So, And then he's like, well, you can't do that. I'm executive producer. And they're like, cool. Well, then you can explain to yourself how we've decided to go in a different direction.
Yeah, you should understand.
And then they like pick back up with him in the audience, and he's being like really critical and negative about everything, and kind of just being like a turd on purpose.
Nice.
It was so funny.
Now, is this feature length or is it like?
It's like an episode, so it's 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was longer.
Easy watch, quick watch. I hope they do it.
Yeah, me too.
Let's do it.
Me too.
There's all kinds of cool artists and stuff they could have on now. And it was fun, and it was light, and it was breezy, and it was everything you wanted. And I'll just say this to speak to the certain people that may feel that way. If you're worried about it being like, oh, it's going to be ultra woke because it's on Disney Plus. I mean, it really wasn't. Like, it was just classic Muppet jokes that they've always had, always done.
Right.
It was just the pure essence of the Muppet Show.
I saw something about how some parents were upset by some off-color joke or something that was on there.
I didn't really hear anything that, to me, I would like give a pause to.
Well, I mean, we are talking about some pretty uptight fucking people out there.
No, I know also, like, with the stuff that we watch, right, we go in directions that no one would ever look to. But
well, sure. Not a lot offends us.
If I had a child present, there was nothing that would have made me want to, like, cover their ears or turn them away. But I would also want to say to that, and we talked about it with Michael a little off air, the Muppet Show was always kind of more for adults, right? Like Sesame Street's for the kids.
Yeah,
if you're a child, you go there.
It was a family show. It had a little bit of something for everyone.
And often, even in the old one, sometimes they would have little off-color jokes, but like it was like I've seen cartoons that do this too. Like if a kid hears it, they're not going to think anything about it,
right?
And then the parent is like, oh,
yeah, right,
yeah. I mean, it's that kind of thing. So, it was a delight. So give it a watch.
I will do so.
And I think, speaking of delights, at least for me, I hope for you, we can get into our movie.
We shall see.
Right, today, again, by special request, we are talking about New Year's Eve from 2025. It snuck out right at the end of the year last year in December.
Yep.
After a festival run. I'll hit you with the synopsis.
Do it.
Every December 31st, Leslie, Brian, and Moses approach the New Year's party at Hooper Industries with dread. But this year, their reluctance is about to collide with a nightmare that no one could have predicted.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what genre are we working with here, man?
Officially, they're calling this a horror comedy.
Yes.
And those are the only tags that IMDb has for it.
Or perhaps a horromedy.
Horromedy. We can give it some more tags, I think, though, since IMDb likes to put way too many tags on stuff, right? This could be a slasher, holiday slasher, a New Year's film.
They have B-horror listed here.
Sure.
Yeah. Yep, those all work. I think first and foremost, I would... Like, is it more of a slasher or more of a comedy? I think it's trying to be more of a comedy than a slasher.
I mean, it's got all the boxes checked for a slasher.
Sure.
But I do think, it is more of a horror comedy than a straight horror film.
Yeah, I don't think it's trying to be particularly scary.
No.
I mean, granted, we are kind of difficult to scare, but I don't think that's its intent.
It didn't leave me soul shredded and wondering about my life for months after viewing the,
No. All right.
Again, this was written by P.J. Starks and then co-directed by him and Eric Huskisson. They both worked on 13 Slays Till Christmas.
Which we talked about a while
Which I talked about because it was on USA Up All Night, or just Up All Night, I guess. It's hard to get rid of the USA part, even though that's gone now.
Yeah. No, is this his first feature? Because I think he's done, like, shorts before.
So he's done some shorts. He's done some anthology films.
Yeah, I think this is his first full-length feature.
I believe that is correct. If we are wrong, I am very sorry, sir.
Yeah, someone correct us.
But if you remember, 13 Slays Till Christmas, I was a little mixed on.
Yeah.
But I think that's true for any anthology film, right? You're going to find parts you like and parts you didn't like.
Just about, yeah.
I did finally go back and run down which short was his segment, and I didn't really love it.
Okay.
So that did make me more excited to get into this.
Excellent.
Because, again, some of the shorts in 13 Slays, a little rough.
Yeah.
But no, this... Yeah, we should get into this. So, I don't think I have any, like, beforehand stuff. Just a few things I'll shoot out, I guess. The estimated budget was $75,000.
This was like a Kickstarter or something.
They had an Indiegogo for funding assistance. They had 308 backers, and they raised about $69,000. So majority of that budget was from the crowdfunding.
69.
And I went and actually found like the page for it and like the stuff you could get. And it's like the usual stuff you think, like posters or shirts or like a Blu-ray of the movie.
Were there any new Fears Eve underwear?
I don't remember. I don't know if they are muck level of promotion. But one of their higher tier options was that you could pay to be an extra and get killed in the film.
That's great.
And they actually, in one of the interviews I found, they talked about that it upped the kill count for the movie.
Oh, the kill count's massive.
Because so many people were eager to do that.
Yeah.
And since you have this office setting, it's so easy just to plug in extra kills.
Yeah.
Which I thought was hilarious.
I was going to say, because it does have a very large cast. I mean, most of them don't really have any lines or anything.
There's kind of a core group that matters a lot, and then there's a lot of extras.
But all the extras look very normal. You know, they're not like out of central casting or something. You could tell they were like friends, neighbors, and I guess backers.
I love that, too. Because you hear some very authentic Kentucky accents in there.
Oh, yeah.
I like that it's just there, and they don't like acknowledge it or make a joke of it.
Well,
it's
I mean,
just,
you know, what's there to joke about?
Yeah.
It's how a lot of people sound around here.
As you know, there's a long history of exploiting
this is true.
hillbillies.
This is true.
In the entertainment industry.
But we start in West Virginia.
We do start in West Virginia.
Talk about people with weird fucking accents. I'm just joking. They do have Mothman over there, though.
They do.
They have a better cryptid than we do.
We start in West Virginia. We get some cool title cards that just like blam all over the screen.
Yeah.
Let you know where you are.
And we get a montage of slayings by a man dressed up as like a plague doctor. Mm-hmm. It's like he's got kind of like a Victorian outfit on. But he's got like the plague mask going, and his eyes light up.
Yeah, it's cooler than that because there is like red lights in the eye holes.
It's very bird-like.
Yeah, and like part of the beak is like metal and very cool and black, like a black leathery look to it.
Yeah, we get like there's like news broadcasts. They're calling this killer the Doctor. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing his kills in between these news broadcasts. And there's a pretty funny one I liked with the woman just gets her face ripped off.
And also, like, one of the very first kills they even show is a huge homage to The Burning.
Oh, sure.
Where he has the big giant scissors and just raises up.
The big hedge trimmers.
And impales them. Which, again, if you want a fun drinking game for this movie, it would be dangerous. but take a shot every time there's a reference to another horror film.
Yeah, or a character has a horror film name.
You will be laid the fuck out.
Yeah, you won't make it. Don't do it.
And we'll talk about that more as we go, because that's a thing that sometimes I think you can do wrong. I liked it here.
Yeah, I mean, it's been done a lot. You know, it goes back to at least the 80s, I guess, like Night of the Creeps, something like that.
Oh, yeah. But here, like right out of the gate, I saw that kill reference the Burning, and I was like, oh, yes.
Right.
That's great.
So you speak in our language.
Yeah. And also they go there with the gore, too. That's another thing out of the gate I want to say is, like, they don't shy away from any of the kills. If it's going to be bloody and goopy, then that's what you get. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty much all practical effects.
Yeah, I don't think there's any CG.
I have it somewhere. I've pulled some quotes from an interview I'm going to read at the end, but I know there was one where they mentioned there is one bit of CG blood, and it surprised me because I never caught it. So that's how well
because it's hard to do.
Framed it is.
But then we were in Kentucky.
Yes.
And we meet a guy named Moses.
Yep, and he's kind of your bleach blonde haired slacker dude.
Well,
type.
the two leads, Moses and Brian, are very much like Dante and Randall from the Clerks. Yep. That's
and this whole film has big like view askew energy when it's not being a horror film.
Yeah, big time.
Which it's Brian Storm played by Turner Vaughn, and then Moses Mosley, another reference there, by Matthew Tichenor.
Yeah, so he's sleeping in his car. A security guard wakes him up. He thought he was early for work, but he fell asleep, so he's late.
Classic.
Yeah, then we get some office shenanigans. We meet some of the co-workers here.
This is Hooper Industries. Take another shot.
I'm not sure what they make, but
I like that too. It's kind of like The Office, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do they really do?
Well, I like Moses' quote. There are some funny lines in here. He's got one really good line where he goes in and they're reaming him for being late, and he says, "Hey, this is the earliest I've ever been late."
Yeah, he's got good delivery on a lot of his lines. Just like the timing of them.
So then we meet Mr. Dugan. He's their boss.
He is.
And
played by Dave Sheridan.
Apparently whatever Hooper Industries is selling, they're not doing a good job because he's got to cut some people.
Mm-hmm. And we've got his lovely assistant, Stephanie.
Felisa Rose.
Yes, the one and only.
And she's great. She's got the assignment.
Fucking hilarious in this.
She knows what's going on here. She's a pro.
I just love it because she's got like the shirt like slung over one shoulder, and then she's constantly just like, "Oh, massage the boss." Yeah, lean into him.
She's the office slut in quotation marks. And this very much leans into that purient 1980s,
corporate big business kind of thing.
But the comedy too.
Yeah,
it's crude, it's crass. Mm-hmm. It's not particularly PC.
Yeah, it was interesting watching this off the back of the Party Nerd films because it was like I was kind of getting some of the same like air of that sort of humor.
Yeah. And I don't know, it might be a little bit too much. I think it may go a little too far here and there. But
I found it refreshing.
Okay. All right.
That's what I'm going to say.
Good deal.
Also, the whole office life montage fucking got me in the feels just because like I worked in an office for so long.
Right.
And all this stuff, I was like, man, I've lived through all this. And clearly, maybe whoever was making this also lived through that kind of stuff because it all felt pretty real.
Yeah. So they're having a New Year's Eve party, and Mr. Dugan's not going to cancel that.
No, can't cancel
because he likes to party. But yeah, he's gonna have to fire some people. But he's talking to Brian and Moses in his office, and basically he's like, tell them their jobs are safe.
Yeah, I love that because it's a whole build up.
Yeah, they're about to get fired. He's like, no.
And he's like, no, you guys are safe. I just wanted to warn you. And then we meet some other characters here too. We meet Leslie Starks, played by Lily Claire Harvey.
Yep, she is the maybe love interest of Brian.
Yep.
And Moses, it turns out, apparently.
Yep, she's got a big crush on Brian, always has. But she was originally in a relationship, and it went really sour.
Yeah.
And currently Brian's with someone else, and I guess they're engaged. They're about to get married, and she's in that position, where it's like, do I say anything or do I just let it go?
Yeah.
Maybe she's the right one for him. Maybe we should just always just be friends.
Right.
That old nut. It can be a problem at times. Yeah. And there's a great line I pulled too. At one point in this intro part, Leslie goes to speak to another office worker that's there, one of her friends, and to kind of talk about the whole Brian situation.
Oh, yeah, Samantha.
Samantha, yes.
Who was played by the chick who played Lily in VHS.
Yes. I noticed that.
What is her name? Hannah Fearman.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And she drops this line on her where she says, "You can't cheat fate. You can't change destiny."
Very
And
Final
I was like,
Destination.
oh man, go put that on a blackboard in a school scene, and it's like the whole like Halloween thing.
Yeah, or a very Mr. Bloodworth kind of quote.
Love it.
But yeah, she's having a talk with, and Samantha is also framed where there's these two scissors, like obviously, like it looks like they're penetrating her almost from the way they're framed. And she even says something about how she'd rather be stabbed by scissors at one point. Because she's talking about her ex. She says he's a psychopath. There's a couple of red herrings in here. And Dugan talks about how people can get crazy when they're fired.
And I like that too, because that's another very 80s slasher thing of like the red herrings.
Oh yeah, you gotta have your red herrings.
You have like 20 different, maybe it's this person because of this one reason.
Yeah.
So he kind of assembles everyone together and we get this firing scene. It's very painful. Because again, this is the kind of shit that I've seen happen before.
Oh, there's a scene before this though.
Oh yeah.
Where a mother and daughter are killed.
Yeah.
And apparently, so there's a mom and his daughter, and the mom's trying to get the daughter to go somewhere, but won't tell her what. It's very urgent.
Mm-hmm.
But she has to go back into the house to get her keys.
Big mistake.
Yeah, and the daughter's like, the daughter's getting a call from Leslie. It turns out this is her sister, correct? Her sister and her mom. So then her sister goes to the garage door, opens it, and her mom's like strung up and dead. And then the doctor comes out from behind the girl, and he's got like a little hacksaw thing, right?
Hell yeah.
And just starts digging in the back of her skull.
Which I like, doesn't shy away from killing kids. Great. And then also this is another one of our herrings because, does the doctor have some kind of connection to their family?
Right.
Maybe. Don't know.
Then we get to see what we're doing, gets everyone together, and he's firing people.
And it's such a grandstanding moment too, where he is just like gloating over them.
Yeah. I noted this, one of the employees' name is Harry Warden.
Yep.
My Bloody Valentine.
And then there's two dudes in it named John. There's like two Johns.
Yes.
That's the directors.
Okay.
A little cameo.
Oh, nice. Now, what's the HR guy's name?
Oh, crap. I don't remember. But he's the hero here.
I couldn't find it in the credits. He's hilarious.
Yeah. He's fucking hilarious. And he immediately is like, you can't do this. I'm not going to let you do it. We have policies in place.
Yeah. And he says, I hope you die.
So maybe he's the killer.
Yeah. We get another red herring here. After this firing scene, Leslie is hanging out like in the coffee house. Mm-hmm. And she sees the doctor outside the window. And there's even a shot where she leaves and he's kind of stalking her and he's standing by a bush, just like from Halloween. Same pose.
And there's a beautiful shot in this moment too, where she's coming out of the coffee house and a car's going by and the lights hit her. And then you see illuminated on the wall behind her the outline of the doctor.
The doctor. Right. Yeah.
Really cool shot. That impressed me.
So now
we get in our side plot. Our B plot, as it were.
Yeah.
And this is maybe the one criticism I'm going to give this film.
It's one of my bigger criticisms.
We get this whole cop subplot with Officer Mike Flanagan, played by Jay Woolston, and Officer Fisher, played by Alyssa Evelyn Rhodes.
Yeah. He's in his cruiser and he's making some sort of confession to his phone.
Yeah, he's recording a confession.
He keeps saying stuff like he doesn't want to believe that he's a bad man. And then, he gets a call from his partner, who comes to join him.
Yeah, he's trying to do something off the books, but she is traced where he is. But that's really funny, too. He's like, how do you know I'm here?
And eventually we find out that he is Leslie's uncle, correct?
Yes. Yeah, and he got like a message to come to this abandoned warehouse out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah,
so he and his partner go in there. They got their guns drawn. They got flashlights. And they find like a room full of bodies under blankets. And we get like a kind of a Saw homage here.
It's a very Saw kind of moment as they fumble around and realize they're still alive, but then they activate this trap.
Yeah, they take off the blanket of one of them, and he's like trussed up, and there's like the saw blade, and it starts, and they can't get him out, and it goes through the back of his neck. But then, and I like this, it's a pretty cool visual, because all the other bodies are laying around too, covered in white blankets. And then we hear the saws activate, and then we just see like blood pooling up from underneath the blankets.
Yeah, it's a really cool shot.
Spreading. It's nice. I liked it.
Love it.
So then we're back at Hooper Industries, and Dugan encounters the doctor in the hallway after work. And Dugan is like trying to run away. and he trips and pretty much knocks himself out.
I love it too because he also does the obvious thing someone like that would do, which is they try to beg for their life and they're like, "I'll give you money. How much money do you want?
Yeah.
Spare me."
Yeah.
And the doctor's got a fucking crossbow.
Yeah.
And just fucking peppers him with arrows.
Yeah, he wakes up handcuffed to a chair, and the doctor fires a bolt, and he cuts his face at first, but then he shoots him right in the frickin' mouth, and the next one goes into the eye. A pretty decent kill. And I was surprised that Dugan bought it so quick. I thought he was going to last a while. So that's good. Get him out of the way real quick.
Sure.
No one liked him. No one's going to miss him. Speaking of which, the HR dude finds Dugan and calls 911, and it probably has the best line in the whole movie.
Yes.
He says, "Something awesome has happened. I mean, something awful has happened." That was great.
And then we get some more with the officers as they've now cordoned off this warehouse and they're trying to take stock of things.
Yeah, we get some FBI agents show up.
Agent Gordon, played by Sonia Delormier, and Agent West, played by Cody Webb.
Okay. I'm glad you got their names because I don't think I did.
I tried to pull the key main people just so we'd have them.
This also kind of goes to one of my complaints. I do think the cast is too big. There's just a little bit too much happening here. We're too far away from our main characters for too long, I think.
But I thought Gordon, Stuart Gordon, and then West, probably Herbert West.
Right.
Our references there. Another little fun set of people. But they're looking into this thing about the doctor. They think that Officer Flanagan is somehow more involved than he should be, and they're suspicious of him. And there's a whole back and forth, will we or won't we work together kind of thing.
And they're talking about how there's corpses in there that are like 6 months old, so this guy's been storing bodies here for a while.
Yeah. And eventually they kind of just, break off. But Officer Flanagan thinks he knows where the doctor is.
Yeah.
So he starts heading one way on his own. And the federal agents decide to follow him because they're still suspicious.
Right. And that's when the HR dude finds Dugan. And he gets his head twisted around by the doctor.
Nice, simple kill.
Nice, simple kill. You just got to put your shirt on backward. Perfect.
Love it.
Then we're at a bar called Coscarelli's.
If you're not already passed out on the floor, take another shot.
Yeah, seriously.
And we're not even getting them all either is the great part.
Yeah.
So this has one of the best Moses lines when they're hanging out in the bar.
Yeah.
And another thing about Moses is that he is like unrepentant pervert.
Sure.
Which I also appreciate.
I respect.
So he's always making like random sex jokes and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I forget what they're talking about at first. But then they mention something about music, and he says, "My best known composition is putting D major and V minor."
Yeah.
That is like the dumbest joke, but God, it is so funny in the moment.
It doesn't work for him though.
No.
Which is good. So Leslie's gone at one point, and then Moses is talking to Brian, and Moses is like, "Hey, dude, you really should make a move on Leslie. She's all about you. She's hot for you."
Yeah.
But he's like, "Yeah, I don't want to ruin the friendship." He's got a girlfriend.
And they keep it ambiguous with his girlfriend at first, which I like, because I think you get if you've seen Clerks, you get the Clerks vibe. So you're expecting like, oh, his girlfriend's going to be like terrible, or she's cheating on him, or there's going to be something else going on there.
She sucked 37 dicks.
Yeah, something like that. But they tease it out a little more, which I like.
And Leslie sees the broadcast news about the killings as she's leaving the bathroom. Nothing specifically about her family. Because I kept wondering in the back of my head, when's that going to pop up? And it never does.
Right. Well, they might not release that info that fast, but because this was all in like one night.
Sure.
As well.
Sure, it's a matter of hours. Yeah, maybe they didn't release the info. Maybe, she doesn't know yet. But she also never finds out. So it's kind of like, okay. But that also leads to another complaint I have. But we'll get there.
And then there's a really funny scene during this part where it cuts back to the FBI agents. And they're talking about foreshadowing and how it works.
Yeah.
As like a plot device.
Pretty spot on.
Very spot on. And then I think the next thing is, unfortunately, we lose Felissa Rose, right?
Yeah. She's on the phone with her brother, and she hears a loud sound. She goes to investigate. And she's going into the toilet. It's a Saturday. She's working on a Saturday.
Been there.
Yeah. So she goes into the toilet and she hears it flush, right? And the door's shut. But then the doctor comes in behind her and chloroforms her. So at this point I'm thinking, okay, are there two killers? Because someone's flushing the toilet, right?
Could be. Now,
it could have just been someone who's in there taking a crap. I don't know. Maybe she didn't know another coworker was there. I don't know, but someone was in there.
Imagine you're there and then all that happens in the scene and you're like, holy shit.
I'm just going to stay here.
I'm just going to pull my legs up and stay here.
But she wakes up, she's tied up in the stall, and the doctor injects her stomach with something in a syringe. We don't know what it is.
Who knows?
But then he starts fucking cutting her stomach open with his scalpel. And he's pulling out guts. And she's saying how she can't feel anything. So obviously he numbed her up.
Yep.
Which that's pretty wicked, you know.
That's like it's a cruel way to kill someone.
Yeah.
And this one is, if you love like the Italian gore, speaking of Fulci from earlier.
Right.
Just entrail after entrail, just drags as much out as he can.
Yeah, and the gore is decent in the movie. It's not like ultra convincing or anything. This isn't like a scene that's going to make you sick. You know,
right.
It's not like something out of Terrifier or something like that. But it's good enough. You know, it gets the job done without being repulsive.
Yep.
Which I'm pretty sure that's what the director was going for.
Right. If your goal is a horror comedy, you don't want to go that.
Yeah, you don't want to go over the top unless the point is going over the top. But not everyone gets that. You know?
Then you're in like brain dead territory, though.
Yeah, so. Or again, Art the Clown territory. And then he's wadding up her guts and puts them in the toilet and flushes, and they're getting flushed down the toilet, and then she expires.
But hold on though, because she gives like an all-time great performance during this, and fucking screams
She's
to
great.
the nines.
Yeah, she doesn't phone in her performance. That's for damn sure.
Oh, I love it.
She's great.
She never half-asses anything. And then we get like a hard cut from her screams to some cool metal music.
Yeah. There's some local band. I forget their name. I meant to write it down. I think I forgot to.
I don't think I have it. I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah. But they're playing the party.
Yeah. And then I was like, whoa, okay, this is a cool office party.
Dude spent some money. Yeah, you know.
Dugan maybe, I don't know, maybe not that bad.
Well, he's dead now, so. Yeah.
It's irrelevant.
But Brian and Moses are there. And we see Leslie and Samantha talking to some other guy at the party about how there aren't any good New Year's Eve horror movies. And she name drops New Year's Evil, Bloody New Year, Sleepless in Seattle. But then Leslie says, what about Ghostbusters 2? Which, grant you, is not a horror film. But then Samantha says it's not a genre film? What the fuck? It's not a genre film. It's a complete genre film.
Well, I don't think that Samantha listens to genre exposure.
No, she doesn't.
To have the discernment to know.
She should. I wish she would.
But I mean, I guess I could see someone making that argument. Because sometimes when people say, this was our first episode we ever did, what is a genre film?
Sure.
To some people, if it's like a studio movie, it's no longer a genre film.
Right, it's a classy drama or something.
Right.
It's not genre. Yeah. But Leslie says that Terror Train's a good New Year's Eve horror film. But, you know, I never cared much for that one. What do you think of Terror Train?
I like it okay.
Yeah.
It's not one I go back to often,
No.
It's all right.
Yeah, I was never a big fan. So then we're back with the cops, sitting in the patrol car, Fisher and Flanagan.
Oh, I do have it. That band is K7 Army.
I knew it was K7 something.
Yeah, they had like a new metal vibe. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it was new metal and like rap. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. Took me back to my middle school days.
Yeah, I bet it did. What the fuck's up, Denny's? So Flanagan, this is where we hear that Flanagan's niece is Leslie. Mm-hmm. And they're sitting outside the Hooper building, and he's like, okay, they're having a party here. I have a bad feeling. That's why we're sitting out here. I don't want anything to happen to my niece.
Fair enough.
Which again makes me think, oh, he's in on it, and he knows something's going on. Maybe he's the second killer. I don't know.
Some kind of accomplice in some way.
Yeah. So I guess he hasn't heard about the murders, even though he's a cop. And then at this point, I thought, okay, well, maybe the doctor hid the bodies. No one's found them yet.
Could be.
I don't know. This is information I want to know.
Uh-oh. Jason wants his New Fear's Eve 1.5, where it's like a parallel sequel that runs along the timeline of the first film.
All right.
Let's get some Saw shit going on.
So we see the doctor lurking about, and so he's not the doctor, if that was ever a suspicion.
Oh, there's a scene before this, though.
Yeah.
In the party inside, we meet Leslie's ex finally. I didn't put his name down because it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
But we learned that he is a fucking scumbag. Holy shit.
He is.
He's like real terrible to her. Hits her. He cheated on her.
Yeah, it's
still wants her back. And the second she turns him down again, he just jumps to the next available woman. Mm-hmm. Which that was a kind of a funny side bit too. I think her name was Nancy. And she also kind of had the office. What would you say? Office slut is the word. I don't like that, but that is the term.
That's what they're going for. Yeah.
But it's hilarious because like she gets him in a side room and then she's like, "Hold on, I'm gonna call my boyfriend."
Yeah. And he's into it. This dude's into it.
He's like reluctantly into it.
Yeah, all right.
But yes,
He says, is it cute?
And then yeah, we go back to the cops.
Yeah.
And they think they're gonna like walk around the building basically.
Yeah. So they're walking around the building and they catch the doctor. He's looking in the window, and Flanagan has a gun on him, and he says that you set me up, and this ends tonight. Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, we see the FBI agents are lurking about. They found the cruiser, and they're like, okay, what the fuck are they doing here? And Flanagan's talking about how the deal was that he would go to the warehouse to plant evidence, I guess to frame somebody else or something. And the doctor would leave his family out of this.
Yeah.
So I guess he knows the doctor.
In
somehow,
some capacity.
But Flanagan says he didn't know about all the bodies. And at this point, his partner Fisher draws her piece and just shoots Flanagan in the fucking head.
Yeah. And we learned that she apparently is in with the doctor on this.
Yeah. So I didn't expect him to die like that so quick. That's
a cool twist.
That was fun. Yeah.
And then we get an even bigger twist because the doctor turns around and kills the other officer.
Yeah. He's like holding her hostage because the FBI agents have come up. So he's got her and holding her with the scalpel, and then he just slits her throat. But then the female agent, shoots him.
Yeah.
Right?
Guns him down.
He drops to the ground. And then her partner was like, hey, we don't just shoot people. What the hell? We arrest people. I'm like, I mean, he did just slit this chick's throat. I think it's okay to shoot him. You know, he is armed. I think it's okay.
And also, I'm sure this was shot beforehand and it was unintentional, but man, what a timely message.
Yeah. This dude shows more restraint. Yeah.
Woo.
Jesus Christ. So they're checking him out. Of course, the doctor is not dead.
No, of course not.
I don't know if he's supernatural. I don't know if he's got like
might have some Kevlar under that.
Maybe he's got some Kevlar under his
nice vest,
his Victorian vest. I don't know. But so he stabs the FBI agent in the leg, the dude, and then he kills the woman. He has like a meat thermometer, right?
Yeah.
That's what he pulls out of his coat. Why does he have a meat thermometer?
I don't know.
Okay.
I liked it at first because he was using very like doctor-tuned things like the scalpel, and it made me think of something like a Dr. Giggles.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
But then it's cool because once he's in the office building, it's not really here; it's after. He starts to adost various office supplies.
He's picking up whatever he can.
Yeah.
He's pulling things out of his coat, and I kind of wish he carried a doctor's bag with him to get his stuff out of. But anyway, for some reason, he's using a meat thermometer. I don't know. Puts it up through her throat. She's dead. And then he's approaching the male agent who's on the ground, who just refuses to draw his gun. And he's like backing up. He finally starts to draw his gun, but it's too late. The doctor's on him and bifurcates his face with his scalpel.
And then he gets another kill right after as a drunk dude stumbles out.
Yeah, the dude says, like, he says, the doctor is in. And then he gets his head cut off for his troubles.
I hope that was one of the crowdfunding kills.
Yeah, me too.
It was great.
That dude was cool.
Back in the party, we get a nice Halloween reference. The line, it's New Year's Eve. I guess we're all entitled to one good scare.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, so Leslie, Moses, and Brian are all together.
And they're like, hey, something crazy's going on.
Yeah, well, Leslie tells them about her encounter with the doctor. And then we get a couple of flashbacks. Because Moses had one.
Yeah, and this is another part that's kind of weird. Like, I like the scenes, but it's like we pause everything to do flashbacks.
Yeah.
And they're pretty lengthy flashbacks.
The structure's a little strange in the movie, for sure. So Moses had an encounter with him. He was at a bar. He was leaving. The doctor was outside, creeping him out.
And I love this is another great Moses line. When he sees the doctor, he says, hey, man, I like the costume. Very 90s straight-to-video horror.
Yeah. And Flanagan's there. Because Flanagan was in the bar giving him a hard time about drinking and driving.
Yeah.
So the doctor disappears as Flanagan comes out. And then we get a flashback from Brian from Friday night. He gets stood up by his girlfriend, who we finally see on his FaceTime.
Yes, and we learn that she's not some terrible monster.
No.
She just works in like a hospital.
She works at a hospital, yeah.
And she's busy a lot and on call.
Yeah.
Normal.
Sure. Meanwhile, back in present day, the doctor's axing some people.
Yeah, he gets the old fire axe and kind of... This is where we start knocking out some kills real quick.
Yeah, real quick. He puts one in the hallway with a sweatshirt on him that says, "Now I need a new patient, ho, ho, ho." And 2 guys come out, and one of them says, "I get the reference, but wrong holiday." And then this is a fun doctor-related kill, because he gets tongue depressor shoved into his eyes.
Yes.
And the other guy gets strangled with a stethoscope. So this is when I wanted the bag, like he's pulling
Medical
things out
bag.
of his bag.
Sure.
You know? Then he's walking past these 3 people who give him a hard time about his costume, and he turns around and just swipes with his scalpel and slits all 3 of their throats in one go.
Yeah, this is when he's in like MVP mode.
Yeah. So then, Nancy and the dude, the dickhead ex-boyfriend, are making out and stuff.
His name's Nick. It just came back to me.
Nick, there you go. And yeah, she leaves to go get her boyfriend to come join them, and the doctor just sort of pops up out of nowhere behind the couch. Dude can teleport like Jason Voorhees in Part 8.
Hell yeah.
You would like that reference, you freak. So he chloroforms him.
And we get another Saw kind of scenario.
He gets the girl too, because they're waking up in a Saw-like situation. They're both bound and gagged. Nick has his tongue secured by forceps that's like screwed to this desk.
Yeah, this one's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, and then the doctor comes in, and he's got a scalpel, and he cuts the tongue, not off, he just cuts it. And then he shows him this bottle of iodine that he throws on it. So his tongue's burning and shit. And then this is a fun scene because he found a meat cleaver earlier, so he gets his meat cleaver out, and it keeps acting like he's lining up a shot to just chop off his tongue, and he'll stop and pull back again. But then he just fakes him out and then cuts the girl in the neck. Which is fun. That's a fun kill. I wasn't expecting that.
He's having fun.
Yeah. So then he gets a drill, like one of those old-timey manual drills, they would use for like trepanning or something.
That's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, we're going to get a little trepanning now.
Yeah, so he drills into the back of the dude's skull. It's pretty good. I like it. You can't beat a good drill death. So then we see Leslie and Moses. They're like having a heart-to-heart. And like Moses is telling Leslie that, hey, I kind of love you. I've loved you for a long time. She knew about it. She's not stupid.
Yeah, she found his phone once, and he had where he was trying to write out his feelings to work toward telling her.
Yeah. But then they see the doctor down the hall, and he has a corkscrew, and he's killing some random person by stabbing her in the throat. But then he somehow slices another person with the corkscrew.
Like down their stomach, disembowels them.
That's one fucking sharp corkscrew.
Fucking gnarly. But it's great because Brian's not there. You don't know where he is at first. And it turns out he was in the bathroom.
He was in the bathroom.
He comes back in the scene and literally does the do not go in there joke.
Yeah. But then he has a really funny line after that. Because he sees all the bodies and blood and he says, oh shit, I've only been gone for 3 minutes. So the doctor advances on him.
I love he fucking slaps the mask.
And then Brian just slaps him. And this reminded me of Eddington when Pascal is slapping Phoenix. That was my first thought. And so I guess he's pissed off the doctor because the doctor's eyes light up when this happens. And Brian runs off in a different direction than the others, trying to hey, come get me, go save yourselves.
Yeah, they scatter.
Yep. They go into a kitchen, they're holed up in there, there's some drunk guy in there. Apparently he's been playing the drinking game for the movie.
Yeah. He is wasted.
He's wasted.
There's some good stuff here, too, where they account for plot things that are obvious, and just in small ways that I liked. Because as they're trying to find X, they keep going to doors, and all the doors have been, chained up or barred in some way.
Right.
And so what you're thinking, though, this is like a big office building. It's got tons of glass windows. And so someone's like, grab a chair, let's just break out a window.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, Mr. Dugan just got shatterproof windows installed.
Yeah.
Great. I love it.
Okay.
That's all you needed.
Why would you do that? But yes, it does explain why they can't just break the window.
It's a big, dumb corporation. Why do they do anything they do?
That's true. And they also say something how Dugan collected everyone's cell phones, too. Because he didn't want people, taking pictures or video and stuff of all the shenanigans going on.
Yeah. Because the guy who knows where they are is said drunk guy, and he's too wasted to tell them.
Yeah. And then he vomits onto Moses, and he's vomiting what are clearly beans.
Yeah.
But according to Moses, they're spicy nachos.
There's a little recurring gag they do with this one lady keeps getting hit in the face. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah. And Samantha is getting hit on by the long-haired guy. I just called him Steve Buscemi. I don't know his name, but he looks like Steve Buscemi. The doctor's coming in and assaults them, but they manage to run away. And yeah, that's when Brian runs into, I think it's Dugan's wife, isn't it?
Yeah. I think.
And yeah, he hits her in the head, doesn't know who she is. And then she gets hit again by the Steve Buscemi guy. The doctor kills the wife by smashing her face into the door repeatedly.
Another fun classic kill.
So Moses and Leslie are leaving the kitchen because they're like, hey, we got to do something. And then this was funnier than it should have been to me.
Oh,
so,
the dildo?
Yeah,
kill?
the dildo. So they're looking for a weapon or something in this dude's office.
Anything to fight back with.
And Steve Buscemi finds a dildo. And it's like one of those type with the suction cup on the end, right? And he's like, whose office is this? And the doctor comes in and he kills Samantha with the scissors, as was foreshadowed. Mm-hmm. And then so the Buscemi guy throws the dildo at the doctor like it's going to do anything. I mean, the doctor catches it, throws it back, and it does do something because it goes right through the guy's eye, right?
But the piece de resistance is the little finisher. He drops to his knees, he slams against the wall, the dildo suctions to the wall, and then he slides backwards off of it.
Yeah. It's just so on this bloody dildo.
It's just kind of like flopping.
The glass, yeah. It's
great kill.
It's pretty funny. So then Brian is reunited with Moses and Leslie. She's calling the police. She's on the landline.
We get another great Moses line here. He tries to do like the final kill, like final person line where he says, your medical license has been revoked.
That's right, yeah.
But it fails.
It fails. Yeah, so the doctor's attacking them, kind of taking them all out. There's a funny bit where like Moses is getting like strangled by him, and then Leslie like throws a knife at him. He just sort of steps aside. He's like, "What are you doing? You're supposed to catch it."
I like it because they do put up a good fight, but it's clear like this is like a seasoned killer, and they're just random office workers,
right?
So it felt very realistic, the struggle.
Yeah, and the doctor's like choking Brian. Leslie whacks him with a box. And then he falls down, but the doctor just like kicks at Brian's leg and snaps it.
Yeah, that part I didn't expect that. I was like, "Whoa, shit!"
That looked pretty good too. And then Moses gets gut stabbed by the doctor. Leslie's trying to help them, but the boys were like on the floor, like holding the doctor back, and they're like, "Get out of here! Get the fuck out of here!"
Yeah, at least someone has to get away so that people know that this is going on.
And then the doctor's just like fucking stabbing Brian in the back repeatedly. I mean, it does not look good for Brian.
No.
Leslie has these bolt cutters that she uses to open up the back door. She runs out into a cop and passes out.
Yep.
And then she wakes up and is told that all the survivors, we don't know who, were taken to the hospital. She hasn't been yet. I don't know why. Maybe they were in rougher condition. The drunk guy's still alive. He's having a little episode with another guy, another paramedic in another ambulance. They're talking about how they didn't find anybody else. They didn't find the doctor.
It's another very Halloween moment because she's like, "Oh, the doctor, is he in there?"
Yeah.
Well, there wasn't anybody else.
But we see the doctor is in one of the nearby cars watching Leslie being driven away.
Mm-hmm.
So she's at the hospital, getting wheeled into...
and I wasn't paying attention to the runtime by this point, so I didn't know if this was going to be like final act mode or if this is going to be like the wrap up.
Yeah, see, I knew it was getting close to the end, and I'm like, So the doctor shows up at the hospital, and he takes off his coat, his Victorian type coat, and puts on this white coat that's laying nearby. And he's like approaching the curtain where Leslie is, but then he gets called back by Brian's girlfriend.
Yep. Who
calls him Dr. Fears.
Love it. Fucking love it. Great name.
And it's also on the name tag he's wearing. He turns around and we see Dr. Fears. But Leslie has spotted his shoes because he's got like the old...
Because she has the curtains drawn around her.
Right.
For privacy.
So she knows it's him, and she's taken off, but she had gotten wounded earlier, and there's like a trail of blood that the doctor is following. And she's like crawled out through the window, and she's like across the street, and she's looking back at the hospital, and she sees the doctor looking at her, but his face is obscured, so we don't know who it is. And she's like, "Come get me, motherfucker." And that's the end.
Yeah, smash the credits.
Yeah. And then I'm having muck flashbacks.
Well, hey, at least it's Makino's part 2 of a 3-part trilogy.
Supposedly.
That never came.
Supposedly. And are we going to get a sequel to this? I don't know. I know the director has said that he wants to make a sequel, but...
It is one of those things that's like, I don't know, man. Like, I liked it enough I would watch a sequel, but I'm also like, can't stuff just be one and done? You know, do we always have to have that spin? I don't know.
Right.
It's a hard thing to decide.
And I'm not sure if he's making a joke here at that sequel bait type movies. It doesn't come across that way.
Hard to say. I could take it either way, I guess. In the moment, I didn't take it as a joke.
Me either. And that kind of bothers me. I hate it when the movie leaves so many questions unanswered. Even if it is like a light horror comedy that's really not supposed to be taken that seriously. There's some bit of investment, you know, you want some payoff.
For sure. I did enjoy the credits crawl, though, because you don't really notice it at first because it's kind of blurry. But as it focuses in, and then by the end, when the credits are done scrolling, it's the K7 Army. It's that band again.
Yeah, they're all dead.
Yeah. They're just laying on their instruments.
I think we get one more scene with the drunk guy in the hospital.
Yeah, a little fun final stinger.
Yeah. And that is New Year's Eve.
A few little wrap-up notes I have here just on the film itself. Again, so many nods. Just some of the other extra police officers that are just in for like a second. You've got a Sandberg, a Derrickson, a Wingard, a Romero. Among the office staff, there's a Cronenberg. Like I said, the 2 co-directors played the Johns during the firing scene. There's a Freddy, there's a Michael, there's someone whose last name is Kruger, there's a Voorhees, there's a Herbert Lovecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I do have, again, some behind-the-scenes stuff I thought I would share because I thought all of this was really interesting.
Okay.
This is Starks. He did an interview. I'll link it in the show notes if you want to read the whole thing. I just pulled little parts that I thought were interesting. This is him talking about the background behind the creation of this film. And he said, if you really pay attention, there are direct visual homages to many films from Saw to I Know What You Did Last Summer to Scream 2 to The Burning. Mm-hmm. Being as this was made as a horror comedy, I took a lot of liberties with familiar tropes and then tried to retool them where I could, so you aren't sure what will happen next. I feel there are some key scenes where we were really successful with those misdirects, and I would agree. Ultimately, the inspiration for the story came mostly from my own life and personal experiences of loss.
Interesting. Very serious.
Yeah. But I think that's, you can use comedy to approach stuff like that. So
Right. That's horror and comedy are close cousins.
Oh, yes. And then this was him talking about the fact that it's a holiday horror film. Mm-hmm. And he said, the time of year is really not important to the killer whatsoever, but evil also doesn't sleep. Even on holidays, they still are active. I've watched enough true crime to understand that serial killers thrive on bloodlust, and most times there's never a clear-cut conclusion as to why they murder. Most singular murders are crimes of passion, but that's not what we're talking about here. Similar to Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees, the Doctor is a shark. He approaches death with the passionate devotion of a serious hobbyist. The other more artsy-fartsy explanation is that our slasher has a deeper meaning. The Doctor symbolizes an abrupt turning point in life. Those traumatic moments that permanently alter our trajectory. He represents the nightmare that you wake from in a cold sweat for no clear reason. It's the unstoppable cancer stealing someone you love, or the betrayal of one person you should have been able to trust above all others. Now, I really like that because that hits close to my heart.
Yeah.
And one of my feelings, I've said it a billion times on this show, the way that a horror film can let you grab and wrestle with very heavy ideas.
Oh, sure.
But in a safe way where you can confront that.
Right.
And
get a catharsis.
Tease it in your mind and have a catharsis and actually manage to engage with such a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, horror films are very therapeutic.
They can be very therapeutic. So that's cool. He's right on that mindset.
Mm-hmm. Now, he said evil never sleeps, but does evil die tonight?
Hopefully not. Speaking of the comedy aspects, he said, horror wasn't my only favorite genre. I grew up on a steady diet of Porky's, American Pie, and Mel Brooks comedies. Therefore, my dark and unapologetic sense of humor was molded at a young age. Yes, using that type of humor was a conscious choice, but no, it wasn't meant as any kind of statement or trying to push back against modern sensibilities or even to be malicious. It's simply an authentic extension of who I am.
Nice.
Which I like that he mentioned that, because I guess if from a modern lens, you could look at this and be like, oh, some of the jokes are too crude and...
Sure.
Yeah. But to me, it just slotted right in. I also grew up with those films, so
Oh yeah, I mean,
so it hit immediately for me.
Especially the Mel Brooks comment. I grew up on his movies.
Let's see. More talking about like how horror comedy works. He said, when I wrote the script, it was about creating the most interesting characters I could, putting them into an impossible situation, and then finding the most colorful ways they might try to get out of it. On the surface, the narrative is very simple, like most slasher films. Like the films Hell Night or even Clerks, you're following a brief moment in time in the lives of a few people and how they navigate life and relationships in times of duress or basic stressors. Beneath all of that is a carefully shaped and layered narrative of these individuals traversing traumatic valleys once the unstoppable force of nature begins to unravel their normal everyday existence.
Okay.
I can dig it. And then I got 2 more quotes I pulled. This was about co-directing, because again, there are 2 directors. On what it was like having a co-director, he said, Eric and I have been producing together for over a decade now, and we do so very well. On set, I dealt directly with Alex Clark, our director of photography, because I'm a visual artist and I had a specific vision as to how certain moments should be shot or how they should look. I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way. The reason the film looks so beautiful was because of how incredibly talented Alex is, which I do want to say. I think overall, visually, it was a very great looking film.
Because it's a low budget movie, but
that's the other thing is for the budget.
Yeah,
it looks way better than you would expect. But he said, it goes on to say, I relied on him quite a bit. I also directed all the kill scenes because I understood how they needed to be filmed so that it would be more visceral and stylistic in execution. The majority of Eric's duties were working with the cast on the more day-to-day and dialogue-driven scenes. With us co-directing, there was a lot of crossover. Because I had written the script, Eric did lean on me at times as we tried to build these story moments together, especially when it came to the way a joke was delivered or a setup. It was different only because it was honestly less stressful. It was nice to have someone you work well with and that you can lean on, and that can be a godsend. Cool. And then last one, and again, this is where I found out that there was some CG in this, talking about practical effects. Stark said, I'm a big gore hound, and I love elaborate and inventive deaths.
Damn right.
So say we all.
Yeah, damn right.
He said, I'm all practical as much of the time as you can be. There are about 56 visual effect shots in the film, but they're minor tweaks and adjustments. There's a single shot of digital blood in the film. Usually I'm against using CGI. Oh, crap, I lost my notes.
Oh, no.
Okay. Usually I'm against CGI, especially for blood, but Josh Siegel, our script and visual effects supervisor, did such a convincing job with the scene that we both okayed it.
Yeah, I didn't notice it.
And again,
it stuck out to me.
I didn't catch it.
No. Nice.
And then last but not least, about a sequel. They asked about the ending, is that is it sequel bait or is that just a kind of your thing? Was it a joke or what?
Right.
And he said, yes, it was intentional, much to the dismay of horror fans who hate that sort of thing. There you go, Jason. Little acknowledgement for you. But rest assured, the story isn't over, and there's a fully fleshed out narrative in mind for the next installment. We have some big ideas and a bunch of hilarious setups and some pretty gnarly over-the-top kills planned for a part 2. Whether we get to make that or not is yet to be seen.
That's the problem. Therein lies the issue.
He goes on to say it will largely depend on how well this first film does. The budget would need to be larger, so simply crowdfunding may not be enough this time. And we may just have to see how things go in the future. So,
okay. Well, hopefully we'll get our sequel.
Hopefully we'll get that sequel. The only other notes I had, it had a really good festival run. Played in a bunch of places. Got a lot of hype built up around it.
Yeah, good fun crowd movie.
That led to them getting the distribution deal with Screambox. It's currently right now streaming on Screambox. You can go check it out yourself.
That's actually how I watched it. I did the trial. Yeah.
Cool. Well, look at you.
Yeah, I know. I might check out some other things that's on there.
And then the only other thing I have is Blu-ray win. Win Blu-ray, please. I need to own this one. You could have got one in the crowdfunding campaign, but that now has come and passed. Hopefully they have some kind of distribution after the fact. I saw that 13 Slays has a release out there, so hopefully this one will have one too.
Hopefully.
That we general audiences can get at.
Sure. People who just want to own media,
Sure, yeah.
Like the freak in front of me.
I gotta have it.
It's got to catch them all.
Yeah. That's all I got notes-wise.
All right.
So what did you think of this, ultimately?
Ultimately, I enjoyed it. I mean, when you're watching a B movie like this, something that's homegrown, something that's, not exactly backed by millions of dollars and, research teams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You have to like these kinds of movies. You have to know what you're getting into. You have to appreciate them. And I typically do. And I've seen some really, really bad ones, man. Like some really bad ones. And I've seen some very good ones.
You and me recently have kind of bickered about this because we talk about things that are like lists of like the worst movies ever.
Right.
And you watched one recently and they put Muck on there.
Yes.
And I was like, come on, though. I mean, it can be Camp Blood, though. It could be that. It could be a dude in his house with a VHS camcorder.
Right. I think it really depends on what irritates you the most.
So I just think in raw quality, it can always get so much worse than people think it can.
But you also think about what people have. Because the guy who did Muck, Steve Walsh, I mean, he had some money. He had some good equipment.
It was shot on red.
Okay, we're not going to go back to that. We're not going to rehash that. And I would say that Sparks here has done a much better job with arguably less, I would imagine.
Sure.
Starks, I'm sorry, I mispronounced his name. Overall, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It had some pretty funny lines. It had some fun kills. I am annoyed by the fact that it's not like a self-contained movie. That does bother me.
I'll pause you for 1 second. I was just curious. I had to look it up. The estimated budget for Muck was $250,000.
Yeah, and this was, what, 70?
75 was the estimate.
I mean, come on. This guy needs the couple grand,
For sure.
Couple hundred grand.
Let them do Return of the Living Dead.
Right, yeah. They get it.
Especially the comedy side, they could nail that.
Yeah. The gore's better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Enough trashing on Walsh for the day.
Yeah.
Continue, sir.
Yeah, it has a fun attitude. It's easy. It's breezy. I do have script issues, because it goes away from our major characters for too long. I think there's things unresolved. I don't like the fact that it's a cliffhanger and we don't get really anything. Like we have literally no reason to know why the Doctor is doing what he's doing.
Sure, but isn't it better?
No, because they hint too much at there being another, with Flanagan and all that.
Yeah.
It'd be one thing if he was just like Billy in, Black Christmas, just some random psycho, but he's not because they're building up a story behind him. But we don't get any of it. We don't know what's going on.
Sure.
And that does irritate me.
I mean, hey, we're 3 films in with Art the Clown and we don't know what goes on?
We know enough about Art the Clown. There's like a demon that resurrects him. He kills people. It's fine.
Yeah, we got that in the third one.
I think it was inferred in the second one. I give this 2.5 stars.
Whoa, what?
Yeah. Is that too low or too high?
I think that's too low, man.
You think it's too low?
What the hell?
Okay. All right.
What did you give Muck again?
0.5 star.
Maybe.
2.5 is average.
Mm-hmm. No, I think 100% this is above average as a film.
Okay. Okay.
But no. Make your case.
I might give it 3.
Uh-huh.
Talking about it has made it a bit more fun for me. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe this needs to be watched with dudes, with a bunch of your bros.
I think this would be a great party film.
Yeah, or dudettes, whatever.
Especially with that drinking game.
Yeah. Oh God, no, you would be dead so soon. So I don't know. 2.5 asterisk, maybe 3. I'm telling you, man, it's the fact that it just doesn't wrap anything up at all. Really irritates me. That's the thing that's keeping me from giving it like a 3.
Okay.
So that's my opinion. What about you?
Okay. I prepared some notes because I wanted to make sure I had all this lined up.
Okay.
There is one thing I missed when we were going through the film I wanted to mention. I'll just slot that in now.
Yes.
I really liked the dude that played the Doctor. It was Jesse McDonald. He was great as like a slasher killer actor. I think when you have a good slasher character and they're masked, they have to have certain mannerisms, and those mannerisms make them memorable. It's the head turn of Michael Myers, or this kind of the stance of Jason Voorhees when he's about to do something.
Yeah.
And as the Doctor, he had these really great moments where like shit would happen, and then like he would go to start chasing people, and he would always straighten and adjust his coat
Right.
and make it perfect, and then like slide his hands down, and then keep pursuing.
He would do like the Picard maneuver with his vest,
like adjusting the vest. It was just such a little thing, but it gave him so much character when he's a character that doesn't speak and we don't know anything about him.
Sure.
But it made him like a cool character in that moment.
Yeah, that's a good observation. Yeah.
And that's like a little subtle thing that like you may not even notice it when you watch it, but it stood out to me, and I was like, ooh, that's like a little touch that I like. So, final thoughts. I think there's a lot of cool stuff that's going on with this film. Even as a slasher, I think it's cool to kind of break down the different elements there. There's so much love in it and nostalgia for the slasher subgenre and for horror comedies. The very core premise of maybe there's an escaped convict and there is this mass killer on a rampage. That's such an 80s slasher like hookup to start. And then you get all these crazy red herrings, which is super fun. But the execution, I think, is a little more modern. Kind of like the Office elements and a lot of like the visuals. It was more of like the 2000 horror vibe to me, which I know I dig more than you.
Yes.
And we'll probably talk about that more in the next episode.
Oh, Jesus, help me.
But just like some of the comedy, the kills, the fact that the kills are all super gory and oftentimes a little mean-spirited, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
But I do think they cut a nice balance between the kills being mean, but not so mean that then it then dampers the comedy.
Yes.
Like you were saying, that's like a hard thing to balance, but I think they hit the right mark.
Right.
And I think for anyone listening that's a slasher fan, you know where we always expect these films to fall apart is in the kind of human cast and what they're doing. Usually they're all throwaways, they're all very replaceable. Often you don't care and you're just kind of waiting for them to get killed. And usually that's because they either have like a poor concept or there's just a lot of weak acting.
Yeah.
But I thought here the core cast is like super solid. Like there's maybe an awkward line here or there, but all in all, like I bought it. I bought their friendship. I bought the like relationship tension between them. And even the times when like a line was weird, I often felt like it was still just like a play for laughs more than like poor direction or acting.
Okay.
And then again, it had a very like Kevin Smithy, like View Askew universe quality with like the actual like main plot of like the office workers and stuff, lamenting their work life and they're at the mercy of the grinding wheels of industry. And that's all super fun. I like that we don't get all the answers. Maybe the doctor is that escaped mental patient. Maybe he has ties to Leslie's family. Maybe some of the police were in on it. Maybe they weren't. Maybe he's just a local doctor in the town and he used that escaped patient as a masquerade to do this crazy killing spree or something as Dr. Fear. I don't know. I like that we have all these red herrings. I like that there's no clear answer. And I like that this is a New Year's film, but a lot like Halloween, like it didn't need to be on New Year's to happen. So I think that's a cool element whenever they can like, you know, the plot works regardless.
I would argue that Halloween needed to be on Halloween to work. But
you think so?
Yeah. So much revolves around the holiday, like him being in a mask and the trick-or-treaters and the babysitting. I think so, yeah. But anyway.
I still think.
I concede your point.
Okay. We'll save that battle for another day. I'm a little mixed on the ending. It is super sequel baity. I think that's like a person-to-person thing, whether you're into those or not. Again, I just have that feeling of like, why can't something just be one and done?
Yeah.
It's really great.
Yeah, that's the thing that stuck in my craw.
And if it gets a sequel, then it gets a sequel. But if it doesn't, then you're like, man, cool. But now if this one doesn't get a sequel, we'll always, every time we rewatch it, we'll go back and be like, man,
yeah,
wonder what that sequel would have been.
Right. If it played it up more for laughs,
yeah,
that could have been really funny. But I don't think that was the intention. But anyway.
Really wanted to highlight Lily Claire Harvey as Leslie. She doesn't have a lot in her IMDb as like, you know, acting roles and stuff, so I guess she's kind of newer to things. But I thought she was great in this. I think if she sticks with horror, she's someone to keep an eye on. I think she could just totally nail the Scream Queen thing. I would love to see her lead in another horror film.
Okay. Yeah.
But again, by the by, all the core main people, I thought they were just great. Moses is super funny. Brian has that nice, like, you know, he is Dante basically from Clerks.
Yeah.
The bigger name stars, they kind of cut in. Dave Sheridan and Felissa Rose, they both crushed it.
Yeah, Felissa's great.
They just understood the assignment and nailed it completely. Now, other than kind of the ending not sitting the greatest for me personally, what else do I think could be improved or changed? I do think that police subplot's a little rambly.
Yeah.
It maybe goes a bit too long. And like you said, we're a little too far away from our
Yeah.
main cast for too long.
I think the FBI agents was pro for us.
And then ultimately, with the way they all die, none of that mattered. So I don't know.
Right.
So I feel like if you were going to cut something that could maybe be trimmed down a little bit, I did like the way they resolved the relationship stuff. That she ultimately decides not to mess with Brian's situation, and then we get Moses' confession, and ultimately maybe both dudes die, so it doesn't even matter. But it is vague enough they could come back for a sequel, right?
Sure.
But I did appreciate they had this whole tease set up, and if you know Clerks, you are thinking like, oh, okay, his wife's going to be like cheating on him, or there's going to be some problem there, or maybe she's in cahoots with the killer too. Who knows? But I like that it just ended up being like, no, they just both have busy lives, and she kind of made the more mature decision to not meddle and just move on herself. Hard to balance the nostalgia references. Again, I think that's like a fine line. In the right film, in the right way, it feels super heartfelt and it pulls at your own heart. When it's done wrong, it just feels lazy and cheap. And I'm not sure how you can like make a criteria to judge that. This is one of those things you and I make the joke all the time, the je ne sais quoi, the something that I don't know. But all I know is that in this film it worked. I liked it. I thought it was fun. Made me happy every time I caught a reference. You might watch it and feel totally different when you see it, but that's all I can say.
Well, comedy and horror, the most subjective genres out there.
So man, I super liked it. And on an indie film like this, I always go in a little reserved just because you never know what's going to happen.
Sure.
But I was kind of blown away with just the production quality, the gore effects, the acting, everything across the board. I was just like, man, this is a really fucking solid indie slasher film.
All right.
And I give it 4 stars.
4 stars.
I give it a confident staring angrily at Jason 4 stars.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Nice.
So it was great. Thank you, Mr. Starks, for pitching it to us.
Yes, we really appreciate you reaching out to us.
We were
Thank you so
often
much.
too busy to take on a film, but you persevered and kept bugging us, which I appreciate a lot because I think if anyone's going to promote you, you got to promote yourself.
Damn right.
So thanks for reaching out to us. Thanks for pitching this our way.
And we love supporting, local talents.
We do.
We love the underdogs, the people who don't have tons of money to make whatever they want and just have to fight for it.
And no matter what anyone says about this film, at the end of the day, you went out there and you fucking did it.
Hell yeah.
And that should be celebrated, if nothing else.
Yep, absolutely.
If there's a wide release Blu-ray, send me that information because I will purchase one. And it will go on my shelf.
Yep, and we want a sequel.
And we want that sequel. And Blumhouse says that killing podcasters is popular in movies. If you need 2 lame-ass podcasters to kill, we are always waiting and willing to help.
The gorier, the better.
Hopefully A24 will dispel all of that with their new film.
Oh, yeah, the horror podcast ring type movie.
I'm curious about that one. That seems like they might actually be doing something interesting.
We'll see.
But yeah, there you go. That's New Fear's Eve. It's on Screenbox. You can check it out right now. See what you think about it.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think if you watch it, if you dug it, if you had some hang-ups. We always like to hear what you think. Mr. Starks, if you ever have another film, please send it our way. We will be happy to watch it.
Absolutely.
Talk about it. Dig in with it like we do.
Yeah.
Because this was super fun.
Sure was. Had a great time.
Yay. So now, as always, we will look forward to the future, which is a little easier this time because no one has to decide anything. We interrupted our own rotation to do this. So we're just going to pick back up where we were. We are going to be talking about Valentine, the 2001 Valentine's Day themed slasher film, directed by Jamie Blanks of urban legend fame. And I suspect this is going to be a rough road for Jason.
Yeah, I have a really bad feeling about this.
And I've never seen it, so it's going to be blind watches all around.
I thought you saw it.
Nope.
Oh, Jesus.
That's why I picked it.
Okay, so you might wind up hating it too.
Potentially.
All right, we'll find out. I'm anxious.
Jason has hope again. And remember, folks, all you need is a bit of hope to cling to.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes it's all you got.
But you must go on.
Yep.
Reach out to us. Let us know what you've been watching, what you think is cool. Pitch us movies to watch. We'll still pepper those in when we get time to. You can hit us up on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. You can email us at genreexposure@gmail.com. And if you are that indie director with a film and you want people to talk about it, probably emailing us is the best way. Because at this point, we just loathe social media. and the less time I can spend on there, the better. So
Yeah.
a nice old traditional email is best.
You know, it's terrible for like contemporary podcasters to dislike social media as much as we do. It doesn't do us any favors.
We made a pledge when we started this show to be as honest as we could at all times, and damn it, we're doing it. So all that is to say, if you send us a message on Facebook, we will see it and get back to you eventually. We may not notice it for a few days. And I may also lose your message in a sea of, are you an author that would like to promote your book that you're writing? I think you're an author that's promoting a book. I would like to make your podcast `1 in Google searches, please.
I bet you would.
Let's set up a business meeting to discuss that. No, thank you.
It doesn't mean we don't love each and every one of you and appreciate you for listening.
Thank you so much. This has been super fun. I already told everyone where they could reach us.
Yeah.
We're just done. That's the end.
Send us a missive.
Send us a missive. Some of us on the Ouija board. I'm not feeling the call of dark powers that I usually feel. And all that is to say that you have been listening to Genre Exposure.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.